The speed of light is not just the fastest thing we know. It is the fastest thing that can exist. Nothing with mass can reach it. Nothing with information can pass it. And nothing in the universe is allowed to ignore it. This limit is not about technology. It is not about engines or power. It is about how reality itself is built. The speed of light decides how time flows, how space stretches, how cause and effect work, and what it even means for something to happen. When we try to imagine moving at this speed, our everyday understanding of reality breaks down completely. Tonight, we are not just talking about speed. We are talking about the rule that everything must obey, and why the universe becomes strange the closer you get to it. The speed of light feels simple at first. Light moves fast, extremely fast. It can circle the Earth more than 7 times in a single second. Compared to planes, rockets, or even particles inside accelerators, light seems impossibly quick. But thinking of it as just very fast misses the point entirely. The speed of light is not impressive because of the number attached to it. It is impressive because it acts as a boundary, a wall built into reality itself. No matter how empty space is, no matter how powerful the engine, no matter how advanced the technology, this limit cannot be crossed. This immediately raises a deeper question. Why does such a limit exist at all? In everyday life, there is no maximum speed. A car can go faster than a bicycle. A plane can go faster than a car. A rocket can go faster than a plane. Nothing in our daily experience suggests that motion should have an absolute ceiling. And yet, when we observe the universe carefully, we discover that it does. Light is not fast because it tries to be. It is fast because reality allows nothing to be faster. This limit applies not only to objects, but to influence, gravity, information, cause and effect. Nothing can move through space faster than light. If something happens somewhere in the universe, there is a delay before anything else can know about it. That delay is not caused by weakness or inefficiency. It is enforced. This is where the speed of light stops being about light. It becomes about structure. When scientists first realized that light's speed was constant, regardless of the motion of the observer, it created a problem. If you move toward a beam of light, it does not appear to slow down. If you move away, it does not appear to speed up. Everyone, no matter how fast they are moving, measures the same speed. This is deeply unnatural by everyday logic. To make this work, the universe had to change something else. And what it changed was not light. It changed space and time. As objects move faster, time slows down for them. As objects move faster, distances shrink along their direction of motion. These are not optical illusions. They are not measurement errors. They are real physical effects. The universe bends time and space to protect the speed of light from being violated. This tells us something shocking. The speed of light is not part of reality. Reality is built around the speed of light. It defines what now means. It defines what here means. It defines what can influence what. Without this limit, cause and effect would collapse. Events could influence the past. Information could arrive before it was sent. Reality would lose order. The speed of light is not a convenience. It is a safeguard. Every interaction in the universe respects this rule. Even when space itself expands faster than light, nothing locally breaks it. Objects are not moving through space faster than light. Space itself is stretching. The rule remains intact. This is why the speed of light feels so strange. It is not a property of light. It is a property of existence. And once you accept that, everything else begins to change. As something moves faster and faster, Common sense tells us the solution should be simple. Add more energy. Push harder. Build a stronger engine. In everyday life, speed is limited by friction, air resistance, or lack of power. Remove those, and speed increases easily. Space feels empty. So why doesn't this logic work in the universe? Because the resistance near the speed of light is not external. It comes from reality itself. When an object accelerates, energy is added to it. At low speeds, that energy becomes motion. But as the object approaches the speed of light, something strange happens. More and more of the added energy stops going into speed. Instead, it goes into changing how the object exists in space and time. From the outside, the object becomes harder to accelerate. Its inertia increases. This is often described as relativistic mass, but the deeper truth is more unsettling. The object is not gaining weight in a traditional sense. It is becoming more tightly bound to space-time itself. Reality resists further acceleration by reshaping the rules. The closer an object gets to the speed of light, the more energy is required to achieve even the smallest increase in speed. This increase is not linear. It grows without limit. To reach the speed of light would require infinite energy, not enormous energy, not unimaginable energy. Infinite energy. And infinite energy does not exist inside a finite universe. This is not a technical problem, it is a fundamental one. The universe does not allow objects with mass to reach the speed of light, because doing so would break the structure that keeps cause and effect intact. To protect that structure, space-time responds by changing how motion works. Time slows down for the moving object. Distances shrink in the direction of motion. These effects are not side effects. They are the solution the universe uses to preserve the speed limit. Imagine chasing a beam of light. No matter how fast you go, light always pulls away at the same speed. The universe accomplishes this not by letting light accelerate, but by altering your experience of time and space. Your clock slows, your ruler shortens. Light remains unchanged. This leads to a deeply uncomfortable realization. Speed is not just movement through space, it is movement through space-time. And space-time has a built-in geometry that cannot be violated. The speed of light is where motion through space reaches its maximum. Beyond that point, all remaining motion must occur through time. But time can only flow in one direction, and it can slow down, but it cannot reverse or vanish completely for objects with mass. Light occupies a special position here. Light does not move through time the way matter does. From its own perspective, it does not experience time at all. That is why it can move at the universe's maximum speed. Anything that experiences time cannot. This is why no amount of engineering can overcome the limit. The barrier is not mechanical, it is existential. To cross it, an object would need to stop experiencing time, stop having mass, and stop behaving like matter entirely. In other words, it would need to stop being the kind of thing that can exist. The universe is not slowing objects down because it lacks energy. It is slowing them down because faster motion would destroy order. Every cause must come before its effect. Every signal must arrive after it is sent. The speed of light ensures this sequence cannot be reversed. If something could travel faster than light, there would be reference frames where the effect happens before the cause. Reality would contradict itself. So space-time resists. It stretches time. It compresses space. It demands infinite energy. All to protect one simple rule. Nothing outruns causality. This is why the speed of light is not just a number. It is a boundary where our everyday idea of motion collapses. Near this boundary, speed stops behaving like speed. Energy stops behaving like energy, and reality begins to reveal its deeper structure. Once you understand this, the next question becomes unavoidable. If motion changes time, what happens to time itself? At low speeds, motion feels simple. You move faster, you arrive sooner. Time behaves the same for everyone. Clocks agree. Cause and effect feel solid. This is the version of reality we evolved to understand. But the universe does not agree with this picture. As speed increases, something fundamental begins to change. Time itself stops behaving as a background that everything shares. Instead, time becomes personal. It stretches and compresses depending on how fast you move. This is not philosophy. It is measurement. If two identical clocks start together and one remains still while the other moves very fast, they will no longer agree when reunited. The moving clock will show less time has passed. This effect is real, measurable, and unavoidable. Time slows down for moving objects. This immediately breaks our intuition. Time does not feel like something that should depend on motion, yet the universe treats it that way, and it does so to protect the speed of light. Here is the key idea. The speed of light is the same for everyone. To make this true, time must change. If time did not slow down for fast-moving objects, then different observers would measure different speeds for light. That is not allowed. So instead of letting light change, the universe lets time change. The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. This trade-off is not optional. It is built into space-time itself. Motion is not free. It must be paid for with time. At everyday speeds, the effect is tiny. Cars, planes, even rockets move far too slowly for time dilation to be noticeable. But as speed approaches the speed of light, the effect becomes dramatic. Minutes stretch into seconds. Seconds stretch into moments. From the outside, the moving object appears frozen in time. This creates a strange situation. From your perspective, nothing feels wrong. Your clock ticks normally. Your thoughts flow normally. You experience time as usual. But to everyone watching you move, your time is slowing down. There is no single true time anymore. Each observer carries their own. This is where the idea of a universal present collapses. If two observers move differently, they do not agree on which events are happening now. Events that seem simultaneous to one observer may happen in a different order for another. This is not a limitation of measurement. It is a property of reality. The speed of light forces time to become flexible. And once time becomes flexible, the idea of absolute speed becomes meaningless. There is no universal rest frame, no cosmic background that defines who is really moving. All motion is relative, but the speed of light is not. This is why nothing can go faster. To exceed the speed of light, time would need to reverse for some observers. Effects would happen before causes. Signals could arrive before they were sent. The universe would lose consistency, so instead of allowing that, space-time bends, time stretches, space contracts, causality survives. This is not a compromise, it is the rule. The speed of light is not the fastest thing we have discovered. It is the fastest thing reality can allow without breaking itself. And once time begins to behave this way, an even stranger question appears. If time slows down, what happens to distance? Once time stops behaving like a constant, space cannot remain untouched. The universe treats space and time as parts of the same structure. You cannot stretch one without affecting the other. When motion slows time, it also reshapes distance itself. At everyday speeds, space feels rigid. A meter is a meter. A kilometer is a kilometer. Distance seems absolute. But this is only because we move slowly compared to the speed of light. At extreme speeds, distance becomes flexible. As an object moves faster, the distance it experiences in the direction of motion becomes shorter. This effect is called length contraction, but that name hides how strange it really is. Objects are not being squeezed by force. Nothing is pushing them inward. Space itself is changing. From the perspective of an outside observer, a fast-moving object becomes shorter along its direction of travel. The faster it moves, the shorter it becomes. Near the speed of light, this contraction becomes extreme. Distances collapse towards zero. From the object's own perspective, nothing changes. Its ruler still measures the same length. Its body feels normal. Its surroundings behave as expected. Just like time dilation, length contraction depends on who is observing whom. This creates a universe where distance is no longer universal. Two observers moving relative to each other do not agree on how long an object is. They do not agree on how far it has traveled. And yet, neither is wrong. Reality allows both descriptions to exist at the same time. Why does this happen? Because if space did not contract, then different observers would again measure different speeds for light. To keep the speed of light constant, the universe must adjust distance, just as it adjusts time. The faster you move, the shorter the path ahead of you becomes. This is not a trick. It is how space-time preserves its internal consistency. Taken together, time dilation and length contraction form a single rule. As velocity increases, space-time reshapes itself so that no observer ever measures light moving faster or slower than the cosmic limit. The universe sacrifices intuitive geometry to preserve causality. This also explains why adding energy does not help. When you push harder, you are not just increasing speed. You are changing how time flows and how space is measured. Past a certain point, additional energy goes almost entirely into reshaping space-time rather than increasing velocity. This is why acceleration becomes harder and harder. It is not because objects resist motion. It is because space-time resists being bent too far. Near the speed of light, motion becomes distorted. The destination moves closer. Time slows, speed gains shrink. The closer you get, the more reality pushes back. This reveals something critical. Speed is not simply how fast you move through space. It is how your path cuts through space-time. At low speeds, that path leans mostly through time. At high speeds, it leans more through space. At the speed of light, the path tilts completely. There is no remaining motion through time. This is the boundary. Beyond it, space-time has no structure that allows motion to exist. Nothing with mass can cross that line, because to do so would require space to vanish and time to stop completely. That state is reserved for light alone. And this leads to the most unsettling idea yet. If time slows and distance shrinks as speed increases, what does light itself experience? By the time motion approaches the speed of light, time is no longer something that simply flows. It becomes something that bends, stretches, and fractures depending on who is observing. This is the point where reality stops matching human intuition completely. In everyday life, we assume there is a single present moment, a shared now, that applies everywhere. You look at the clock. Someone else looks at a clock far away. You assume those readings describe the same instant in time. This assumption feels so natural that it goes unquestioned. But the speed of light destroys this idea. Because information cannot travel faster than light, There is no universal way to define what is happening right now across space. Two events separated by distance cannot be confirmed as simultaneous without exchanging signals, and those signals take time. The farther apart the events are, the more ambiguous simultaneity becomes. At low speeds, this ambiguity is too small to notice. At high speeds, it becomes unavoidable. Two observers moving relative to each other will disagree on whether two distant events happen at the same time. One observer may say event A happened before event B. Another may say B happened before A. Both descriptions are correct within their own frame of reference. This is not confusion. It is not uncertainty. It is how time works. The universe does not provide a master clock. There is no cosmic heartbeat that synchronizes all events. Time exists locally, tied to motion and position. Once this is accepted, the idea of absolute order collapses. This is deeply unsettling because causality feels sacred. Causes must come before effects. But relativity shows that before and after depend on motion. The universe preserves causality not by fixing time, but by limiting speed. As long as nothing travels faster than light, cause and effect remain safe. Signals cannot outrun their origins. Paradoxes are avoided. But within that constraint, time itself is free to bend. This bending becomes extreme near the speed of light. For a fast-moving observer, time outside slows dramatically. Processes that take years elsewhere unfold in moments. Meanwhile, from the outside perspective, the moving observer appears frozen, barely aging at all. Both views are correct. There is no hidden truth behind them. There is no preferred frame. Reality allows multiple timelines to coexist. This is the moment where time stops being universal and becomes relative. And once that happens, the present loses its meaning. There is no single now that spans the universe. Every observer carries their own present, shaped by their motion. This is not philosophy. It is required by the speed of light. If time were absolute, then the speed of light could not be constant. One rule must give way. The universe chooses to sacrifice absolute time. The closer you move to the speed of light, the more violently this sacrifice reveals itself. Seconds stretch. Synchronization fails. The concept of simultaneity dissolves. And at the exact speed of light, something even stranger happens. Time does not just slow down, it disappears. At the speed of light, time does not slow down further. It stops having meaning altogether. This is not poetic language. It is a direct consequence of how space-time works. For any object with mass, motion through space-time is divided between space and time. Some of its movement is through space, some of it is through time. As speed increases, more of that motion shifts into space, and less remains for time. Time slows. But light is different. Light moves at the maximum possible speed through space. There is no remaining motion left for time. From the perspective of light, the interval between emission and absorption is 0. No time passes. This is not because light travels instantly in our frame. We still measure it taking time to cross space. But from light's own perspective, there is no journey, no duration, no waiting. The moment light is emitted and the moment it is absorbed are the same event. This breaks every instinct we have about motion. We imagine light racing across the universe, passing stars and galaxies, taking millions or billions of years to arrive. That description is true for us, but for the light itself, there is no before and after. The universe collapses into a single point along its path. This is why the speed of light is not just fast. It is absolute. Anything that experiences time cannot reach this state. To do so, it would need to give up its passage through time entirely. That is not something matter can do. This explains why no object with mass can ever reach the speed of light. As it accelerates, time slows, distances contract, and energy demands grow without limit. The universe is not blocking the path. It is revealing that the path does not exist. Light occupies a boundary state. It exists on the edge of space-time where time ceases to flow. This also explains why asking, "What does light see?" is misleading. Seeing requires time. Observation requires duration. Light does not observe. It does not experience. It simply exists along a path defined by space-time geometry. From our perspective, light carries information. It takes time. It ages nothing. But from its own perspective, all of existence happens at once. This has consequences that reach far beyond light itself. It means the universe has a built-in separation between things that can experience time and things that cannot. Matter lives inside time. Light lives on its boundary. And because information cannot travel faster than light, all cause and effect relationships are anchored to this boundary. No signal can arrive before it is sent. No event can influence another without waiting. Time, fragile as it is, remains ordered. The speed of light is not merely the speed of photons. It is the speed at which reality updates. Every interaction, every force, every cause, they all propagate at this limit. Once you understand this, a disturbing thought appears. If time disappears at the speed of light, what happens to cause and effect if something could exceed it? Up to this point, the speed of light has forced time to bend, slow, and even disappear. But time is only half the story. Space itself is not the rigid stage we imagine it to be. Near the speed of light, space stops behaving like a fixed container and begins to act like something flexible, reactive, and deeply connected to motion. In everyday experience, space feels stable. A straight line stays straight. Distance does not care how fast you move. Geometry feels permanent. But this is only because we live far below the cosmic speed limit. At extreme speeds, geometry becomes negotiable. As an object accelerates, space-time does not simply track its position. It adjusts its structure to keep the speed of light constant. We already saw how time slows down. Now we see how space responds. From the perspective of a stationary observer, a fast-moving object becomes shorter in the direction of motion. This is not because the object is compressed by force. It is because the space it occupies has changed. The faster the object moves, the more dramatic the contraction becomes. This means distance itself depends on motion. Two observers moving relative to each other do not agree on how far something is. They do not agree on the shape of objects. They do not even agree on the order of events in space. Yet none of them are wrong. Reality allows multiple geometries to exist at once. This is where intuition completely fails. We assume space is a background that everything shares. But near the speed of light, space becomes personal. It reshapes itself depending on how you move through it. The universe does this for one reason only: to protect the speed of light. If distances did not contract, then light would appear to move at different speeds for different observers. That cannot be allowed. So instead, space-time changes shape. Space shortens. Time stretches. The rule survives. This reveals something profound. Space is not independent of motion. It reacts to it. At low speeds, this reaction is negligible. At high speeds, it dominates everything. The path ahead becomes shorter. The destination moves closer. The universe bends to maintain its internal logic. This is also why faster-than-light travel is not just difficult, but impossible within normal space-time. To exceed the speed of light, space would need to invert its geometry. Distances would need to become negative. Directions would need to flip. Cause and effect would lose their meaning. The universe refuses to allow this. Instead of breaking geometry, it enforces a limit. Space becomes flexible, but only up to a point. Beyond that point, there is no consistent way for motion to exist. Near the speed of light, motion is no longer about covering distance. It is about navigating space-time itself. And space-time has rules that cannot be bypassed. This is why the speed of light feels so strange. It is not just a speed limit. It is the point where geometry, time, and causality lock together. And once geometry itself becomes unstable, an even deeper question emerges. If space bends to protect causality, what happens to cause and effect if the limit is violated? Feels so fundamental that we rarely question it. But the speed of light is the only reason this order survives. Causality depends on limits. For an effect to follow a cause, information must travel between them. That information cannot arrive instantly. It must move through space. The speed of light sets the maximum rate at which this can happen. As long as that limit is respected, the universe remains consistent. But if something could move faster than light, that consistency would collapse. Here is why. Because time is relative, different observers do not agree on the order of distant events. At ordinary speeds, this disagreement is harmless. The order of cause and effect remains the same for everyone. But at faster-than-light speeds, this protection disappears. If a signal could travel faster than light, there would exist reference frames where the effect arrives before the cause is sent. Not later. Not delayed. Before. This is not a paradox caused by bad math. It is a direct consequence of how space-time works. An event that is future to one observer can be past to another. Normally, this does not matter because no information can travel fast enough to exploit this difference. The speed of light blocks it. But if that barrier were crossed, the universe would allow communication backward in time. Messages could be received before they were sent. Effects could occur before causes. Decisions could be influenced by outcomes that have not happened yet. Reality would no longer be consistent with itself. This is why the universe enforces the speed limit so aggressively. It is not trying to slow things down. It is trying to preserve logical order. Causality is fragile. The speed of light protects it. Every physical law that depends on sequence, interaction, and response relies on this protection. Chemistry, biology, thought, memory. None of these can function if effects precede causes, so space-time reacts. As velocity increases, time stretches, space contracts, energy demands explode. All of these changes exist for one reason: to prevent any object or signal from outrunning causality. This also explains why faster-than-light ideas always fail in subtle ways. Even when they appear to avoid the speed limit, they break causality somewhere else. They allow information to cheat time. And the universe does not permit that. Reality would rather distort space and time than allow logical contradiction. This tells us something uncomfortable but profound. The laws of physics are not optimized for convenience. They are optimized for consistency. The speed of light is not a wall built after the universe was formed. It is part of the foundation. It defines what sequences are allowed to exist. And this brings us to an even stranger idea. If faster-than-light motion breaks causality, why does the universe itself sometimes expand faster than light? By now, one fact should feel unavoidable. Light is not just fast. It occupies a completely different relationship with reality than anything else. Objects with mass move through space-time. Light exists on its boundary. When we say that light does not experience time, we are not speaking metaphorically. This is a direct consequence of the geometry of space-time. For anything that moves slower than light, time passes. For light, there is no passage at all. From our perspective, light takes time to travel. Sunlight takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. Light from distant stars takes years. Light from other galaxies takes millions or billions of years. We measure these delays precisely. But none of that time exists for the light itself. From the perspective of a photon, the moment it is emitted and the moment it is absorbed are the same event. There is no journey. There is no duration. There is no waiting. This immediately breaks intuition because we instinctively imagine motion as something that unfolds over time. But light does not move through time the way matter does. It moves instead of time. For objects with mass, motion is divided. Some motion through space, some through time. For light, all motion is through space. None remains for time. This is why light always moves at the same speed. It cannot slow down. It cannot speed up. It cannot rest. To rest would require time to pass, and light has no access to time. This is also why asking, "What does light see?" is a broken question. Seeing requires duration. It requires time for information to be processed. Light does not process. It does not observe. It does not experience. Light simply connects events. A star emits light. A planet absorbs it. From the photon's perspective, those two events are identical. This means something deeply unsettling. Light from the earliest moments of the universe and light created today both exist in a timeless state along their paths. From their own perspective, the entire history of the universe collapses into a single, timeless connection. This does not mean everything happens instantly. It means that instantly has no meaning at the speed of light. Time only exists for things that move slower than light. This explains why the speed of light is not just a limit on speed. It is a limit on experience. Anything that experiences time cannot reach it. Anything that reaches it cannot experience time. The universe is divided by this boundary. On one side, matter, duration, aging, memory. On the other, light, connection, timelessness. This boundary protects causality. Because light does not experience time, it cannot carry information backward. It always moves forward along space-time structure, even though it does not experience that forward motion itself. Understanding this changes how we see the universe. Every image we observe is light arriving from the past. But for the light, there was no past. The universe reveals its history to us through something that never experienced history at all. This is the deepest paradox of light. It carries time without experiencing time. And once this is understood, the next question becomes unavoidable. If light experiences no time, why can the universe itself expand faster than light? At first glance, the expanding universe seems to contradict everything the speed of light stands for. Distant galaxies are moving away from us faster than light. Some are receding so quickly that their light will never reach us again. This sounds like a violation of the most fundamental rule in physics. But it is not. The confusion comes from how we imagine motion. When we think about speed, we imagine objects traveling through space. A car moves down a road. A rocket moves through the sky. In these cases, the speed limit applies directly. Nothing is allowed to move through space faster than light. But cosmic expansion is not motion through space. It is space itself changing. The universe is not expanding into something else. It is not pushing galaxies outward like debris from an explosion. Instead, the distance between galaxies increases because the fabric of space stretches. The galaxies are mostly staying where they are. The space between them grows. This distinction matters. When space expands, it carries galaxies along without requiring them to move locally faster than light. From their own perspective, nothing strange happens. Nearby galaxies remain nearby. Local physics remains unchanged. The speed of light still governs all interactions. But over vast distances, the accumulated stretching adds up. Two galaxies far enough apart can separate faster than light, not because they are racing through space, but because more space is appearing between them. This does not violate the speed of light because no information is traveling faster than light. No signal is being sent. No cause is producing an immediate effect elsewhere. The expansion creates distance, but it does not transmit influence. This is why we can observe galaxies receding faster than light without breaking causality. We are not watching them outrun signals. We are watching the geometry of the universe evolve. This also explains why there is a cosmic horizon. Beyond a certain distance, galaxies are moving away so fast that their light can never reach us. Not because they emitted it incorrectly. Not because it failed to travel fast enough, but because space expanded faster than the light could cross it. Those galaxies still exist, they still shine, but they are forever disconnected from us. No message we send can reach them. No signal they emit can arrive here. The speed of light has not been broken. It has been respected so completely that separation becomes permanent. This shows how deeply the speed of light is woven into reality. Even when space itself changes, the rule survives. Expansion does not allow information to cheat time. It does not allow effects to precede causes. It simply changes the size of the stage on which events unfold. This also explains why faster-than-light travel remains impossible even in an expanding universe. You cannot ride the expansion locally. You cannot surf space itself. In every small region, the speed of light still governs motion and communication. The universe allows expansion because it does not threaten causality. It allows separation without interaction. It allows distance without transmission. This is the key difference. Faster-than-light motion would allow influence without waiting. Cosmic expansion allows distance without influence. One breaks reality, the other preserves it. This distinction often gets lost, but it is essential. The universe is not contradicting itself. It is applying the rule consistently, even when the geometry becomes strange. And this brings us to a deeper realization. The speed of light is not just a limit inside the universe. It defines the shape of the universe itself. Up to now, the speed of light may feel like a limit on movement, but that is not what it truly governs. The deepest rule is not about how fast objects travel. It is about how fast information can move. Information is what allows one event to influence another. It is what carries cause to effect. Without information transfer, events remain isolated. The speed of light is the maximum speed at which information can propagate through space. This distinction matters. An object moving through space is only meaningful if its motion can be known, if its position, energy, or effect can be communicated. Without information, motion is irrelevant. Reality itself is built on interactions, and interactions require information exchange. This is why the universe is so strict about the limit. Nothing meaningful is allowed to outrun information. Light is the fastest carrier of information. Not because it is special, but because space-time allows nothing to be faster. Gravity, electromagnetic effects, and even changes in space-time curvature all propagate at this same speed. No force acts instantly across distance. This was not always obvious. Gravity once appeared instantaneous, but careful observation revealed that gravitational changes also travel at the speed of light. The universe corrected its own appearance to preserve consistency. This tells us something important. The speed of light is not the speed of photons, it is the speed of causality. Anything that could transmit information faster would allow the universe to contradict itself. Events could influence regions before they existed. Effects could occur without causes. The structure of reality would collapse. This is why faster-than-light tricks fail even when they look clever. Quantum entanglement, for example, appears to transmit effects instantly, but it does not transmit usable information. No message can be sent. No choice can be communicated. Causality remains safe. The universe allows strange correlations. It does not allow influence without delay. Every loophole that seems to break the speed limit closes when information is examined carefully. You may rearrange geometry, you may bend space-time, you may distort perception, but you cannot transmit meaning faster than light. This is why the speed of light feels like a wall only when you think about travel. In truth, it is a rule about communication. Reality is not built on position, it is built on interaction, and interaction requires information. This also explains why even hypothetical shortcuts struggle. Wormholes, warp drives, and exotic geometries appear to bypass distance. But if they allow information to arrive before it should, they violate causality. And if they do not, they obey the same limit in disguise. The universe does not care how clever the path is. It only cares when the information arrives. This reframes the entire problem. The speed of light is not stopping us from going somewhere faster. It is stopping reality from becoming inconsistent. Once this is understood, one final question remains. If information cannot outrun light, why do we keep trying to cheat the limit? For as long as humans have understood the speed of light, we have tried to find ways around it. Not because we doubt the rule, but because the universe is vast and the limit feels cruel. If we cannot move faster than light, then most of the universe will remain forever unreachable. So we imagine shortcuts, warping space, folding distance, creating tunnels through space-time. At first, these ideas sound clever. If the limit applies only to motion through space, then why not change space itself? Why not compress the distance ahead and stretch the distance behind? Why not create a tunnel that connects two faraway points directly? The problem is not imagination. The problem is information. Every shortcut that appears to bypass the speed of light must still answer one question. When does information arrive? If a signal can enter a shortcut and emerge sooner than a light signal traveling the normal route, then causality is violated. Somewhere, some observer will see an effect occur before its cause. The universe does not allow this, so shortcuts are forced into one of two categories. Either they secretly obey the speed of light, or they require conditions that cannot exist. Warp drives, for example, attempt to move space instead of objects. But to create such a distortion, space-time must be shaped in extreme ways. Regions of space must carry negative energy, a form of energy that has never been observed in stable, macroscopic amounts. Even if such energy existed, controlling it without violating causality becomes impossible. The geometry always creates frames where time order breaks. Wormholes face a similar problem. In theory, a tunnel through space-time could connect distant regions, but for it to remain open, exotic matter would again be required. And if the wormhole allowed faster-than-light communication, it would immediately become a time machine. The moment causality is threatened, the solution collapses. This is not coincidence. Space-time is not passive. It enforces consistency. Every attempt to cheat the speed of light runs into the same wall because they all try to separate information from time. They try to let influence arrive without waiting. And space-time responds by making the configuration unstable, impossible, or self-contradictory. This suggests something profound. The universe is not built to allow freedom of motion at all costs. It is built to preserve order. The speed of light is not a fence placed in our path. It is the rule that allows a coherent universe to exist at all. Remove it, and reality becomes ambiguous. Events lose order. History loses meaning. This is why no matter how advanced a civilization becomes, it cannot engineer its way past this boundary. The limitation is not technological. It is structural. You cannot build a device that tells the universe to stop protecting causality. The universe has already chosen which rules are negotiable and which are not. Energy can change form. Space can stretch. Time can slow. Geometry can curve. But the order of cause and effect must remain intact. The speed of light is the guardian of that order. And once this is accepted, a final realization begins to take shape. The speed of light is not something we discovered. It is something reality has always been enforcing. The speed of light does more than limit travel. It defines what the universe even allows us to know. Because information cannot travel faster than light, there is a hard boundary around observation itself. Beyond that boundary, events still happen, galaxies still exist, and time still flows, but none of it can ever reach us. This boundary is not a wall in space, it is a limit in time. Every moment, light from distant regions is racing toward us, but space is expanding at the same time. For nearby regions, light wins, it reaches us. For distant regions, space stretches faster than light can cross it. Those regions fall behind a horizon that can never be crossed. This horizon is not created by darkness or obstruction, it is created by geometry. The universe has a maximum communication speed, and it has been expanding for billions of years. The result is that only a portion of the universe has ever had time to send us information. Everything beyond that remains forever disconnected. This means something unsettling. The observable universe is not the universe. It is only the part that has had time to communicate with us. There may be infinitely more beyond what we can see. Entire galaxies, structures, and histories that exist just as fully as ours, but are causally unreachable. No signal from them can ever arrive. No message we send can ever reach them. This is not a limitation of technology. It is a consequence of the speed of light and cosmic time. Even if we could travel at nearly the speed of light forever, we would still never reach these regions. The space between us and them grows faster than we could close the gap. The universe is not just large, it is separating. This changes how we think about exploration. Most of the universe is not far away. It is fundamentally inaccessible, not hidden, not forbidden, simply out of reach. And yet, this boundary is not fixed. As time passes, the observable universe grows. Light from slightly farther regions manages to arrive. But at the same time, expansion accelerates, pushing other regions beyond reach. The horizon is dynamic, constantly reshaping what can and cannot be known. This creates a universe where knowledge is finite, even if existence is not. Everything we can ever observe, measure, or influence lies inside this light-defined bubble. Outside it, reality continues silently, with no connection to us at all. This is the ultimate consequence of the speed of light. It does not just limit motion, it limits meaning. Because without information, existence has no relationship to us. And once this is understood, a final question emerges. If the speed of light defines what can be known, what does that say about reality itself? Once we accept that the speed of light limits what can be known, a quiet but profound realization follows. Reality does not end where observation ends. The universe does not stop at the edge of visibility. It simply stops communicating with us. Beyond the observable universe lies space that has never sent us light. Not because it is empty, not because it is dark, but because there has not been enough time for information to cross the expanding distance. These regions are not hidden, they are disconnected. This means the universe may be vastly larger than anything we will ever observe. Possibly infinite, possibly repeating, possibly structured in ways we will never measure. And none of this violates physics, because physics only governs interactions. Where interaction is impossible, silence is allowed. The speed of light creates a separation between existence and relevance. Something can exist without ever affecting us. Something can happen without ever being known. This challenges how we instinctively think about reality. We tend to assume that what exists must be observable in principle. But the universe makes no such promise. It allows events that are forever outside our causal reach. This does not make them unreal. It makes them independent. From their own perspective, those distant regions experience time, motion, and causality just like we do. Stars form. Galaxies evolve. Light moves locally at the same cosmic speed limit. The laws of physics are not broken beyond the horizon. They simply cannot reach us. The universe does not privilege observers. The speed of light ensures that no single viewpoint can claim access to everything. Every observer is confined to their own bubble of influence, their own causal domain. This has deep consequences. It means the universe does not need to be fully known to be fully real. It means reality is larger than information. It means existence is not defined by observation. The observable universe is not the whole story. It is only the story that light has had time to tell. This also reframes the role of science. Science does not describe all of reality. It describes the part of reality that can interact with us. Beyond that, speculation becomes metaphysics. Physics remains silent not because it has failed, but because the speed of light has drawn a boundary it cannot cross. This boundary is not frustrating, it is necessary. Without it, the universe would collapse into immediate interaction. Everything would influence everything else instantly. There would be no locality, no structure, no stability. The universe would lose coherence. The speed of light gives the universe room to exist. It allows regions to evolve independently. It allows complexity to form without interference. It allows time to unfold locally. And once we see this, the speed of light stops feeling like a limitation placed on us. It begins to feel like a condition that makes reality possible at all. Once the speed of light is understood as a limit on information, a deeper pattern becomes visible. The universe is not designed for instant connection. It is designed for delay. Every interaction takes time. Every influence waits. Nothing happens everywhere at once. This delay is not a flaw. It is the structure. In a universe without delay, distance would not matter. Events would collapse into a single moment. Cause and effect would overlap. Nothing would have location or order. Complexity would be impossible. The speed of light prevents this. When something happens, it does not immediately affect the rest of the universe. The information spreads outward at a finite rate. Nearby regions respond first. Distant regions respond later. Some never respond at all. This creates layers of influence, a causal structure that gives events meaning. Without delay, there would be no sequence. Without sequence, there would be no story. Everything we recognize as reality depends on this spacing in time. Chemistry requires reactions to unfold step by step. Biology requires signals to propagate through cells. Thought requires neurons to fire in order. Memory requires separation between moments. All of this exists because nothing can communicate faster than light. This is why the universe feels stable rather than chaotic. Interactions are local, effects are contained. The influence of an event fades with distance and time. The speed of light ensures that no single event dominates everything instantly. This also explains why the universe allows independent histories to exist at once. While something dramatic happens in one region, other regions continue unchanged. The delay isolates them. The universe becomes a collection of overlapping but distinct timelines. This isolation is what allows diversity. Stars form in one galaxy, while others remain quiet. Civilizations could rise in one region, while others never know they existed. The universe does not synchronize itself. It allows separation. The speed of light is the rule that enforces that separation. Even forces we once thought were instantaneous obey it. Gravity does not act immediately. Changes in gravitational fields propagate at the speed of light. The universe corrected its own illusion of instant action to preserve delay. This tells us that delay is not accidental. It is required. Reality is not a single moment unfolding everywhere. It is a network of events connected by finite speed signals. Every connection takes time. Every influence has a horizon. Once this is accepted, another realization follows. Instant communication is not just impossible. It is incompatible with existence. If information could propagate instantly, then distance would be meaningless. If distance were meaningless, space would collapse. If space collapsed, motion would have no meaning. The universe would lose structure entirely. The speed of light prevents that collapse. It gives the universe spacing. It gives events room to unfold. It gives reality depth. And that leads to a final, unsettling thought. If delay defines reality, then what we call now is always incomplete. We talk about the present as if it is a single moment shared by everything, a universal now where the universe exists all at once. But the speed of light makes this impossible. The present is not a global state. It is local, fragmented, and always incomplete. Every observation we make is delayed. When you look at something, you are not seeing it as it is now. You are seeing it as it was when the light left it. Even at arm's length, there is a delay, small but real. Across a room, across a city, across a planet, across a galaxy, the delay grows. The universe never shows itself instantly. This means the present you experience is stitched together from the past. Nearby events appear almost current. Distant events appear ancient. When you look at the sky, you are not seeing a single moment in time. You are seeing a layered history. The moon as it was a second ago. The sun as it was minutes ago. Stars as they were years ago. Galaxies as they were millions or billions of years ago. There is no frame in which all of these are now. The speed of light ensures that the universe is always out of sync with itself. Different regions exist in different moments relative to you. The farther away something is, the deeper into its past you are looking. The present, as a complete picture, does not exist. This also means the universe never fully knows itself. No observer can access all events at once. No perspective captures the total state of reality. Every viewpoint is limited by light travel time. Every understanding is partial. This is not a flaw in perception. It is a rule of existence. The universe is not built to be observed all at once. It is built to be experienced locally, piece by piece, through delayed information. Knowledge accumulates slowly, constrained by distance and time. This delay also protects reality from contradiction. If all events were instantly accessible, every observer would need to agree on a single present. Relativity shows that such agreement is impossible. Motion reshapes time. The speed of light preserves consistency by preventing universal simultaneity from existing at all. There is no cosmic now that everyone shares. There are only overlapping presents connected by light. This realization quietly changes how we think about reality. The universe is not a frozen snapshot unfolding uniformly. It is a dynamic process where information propagates, arrives late, and reshapes understanding gradually. Even the most advanced observer is always behind, always learning what has already happened elsewhere. The universe is never fully revealed in the moment it exists. And yet, this limitation is what makes structure possible. If the present were complete, time would lose meaning, events would blur together, history would collapse into a single state. The speed of light prevents that collapse. It forces reality to unfold step by step, region by region, observer by observer. The universe is not one synchronized machine. It is a mosaic of delayed perspectives. This means that reality is never fully accessible, never fully knowable, and never fully present. It is always arriving. And that leads to the final stages of understanding. If reality is built on delay, limitation, and perspective, then the speed of light is not just a rule. It is the reason reality feels real at all. At this stage, one pattern should be impossible to ignore. Every attempt to escape the speed of light fails, not because we lack imagination, but because the universe closes every opening the same way. The limit survives every theory, every shortcut, every clever construction. This is not accidental. The speed of light is not a rule sitting on top of physics. It is woven into every layer of it. Any theory that appears to bypass it ends up breaking something deeper. And when that happens, the theory collapses. This is why faster-than-light ideas always feel almost possible, but never quite real. They work on paper until information is involved. They work in geometry until time is considered. They work locally until causality is tested. Then they fail. The universe does not reject these ideas violently. It rejects them quietly, through inconsistency. The math stops agreeing with itself. The logic produces contradictions. Effects precede causes. Time loops appear. Reality loses order. And whenever that happens, physics steps back. Not because we choose to reject paradoxes, but because the universe itself does. The laws of physics are not flexible agreements. They are consistency rules. Anything that violates consistency cannot exist. This is why the speed of light remains untouched, even as our understanding deepens. Newtonian physics gave way to relativity. Classical mechanics gave way to quantum theory. Space and time themselves were redefined. Yet the speed of light remained. It did not emerge weaker. It did not become negotiable. It became more fundamental. we discovered that it governs not just light, but gravity, information, and the structure of space-time. We discovered that it defines horizons, limits, and the shape of the observable universe. Every deeper layer of physics placed it more centrally, not less. This suggests something profound. The speed of light is not a feature of this universe. It is a requirement for any universe that allows order. Any universe with cause and effect must limit how fast influence travels. Any universe that allows time to exist must prevent it from folding back on itself. Any universe that allows complexity must enforce delay. The speed of light is how this universe does it. It is not the fastest speed we happened to measure. It is the fastest speed reality can tolerate. This also explains why the limit does not feel optional. We do not imagine a future where technology simply breaks it. We imagine bending space, folding distance, or avoiding motion entirely. Even in fiction, the limit haunts the narrative. It must be explained away, disguised, or softened. Because deep down, we sense that crossing it would unravel something essential. The speed of light is not a wall around motion. It is a spine holding reality upright. And once this is understood, one final question becomes unavoidable. If the speed of light defines reality so completely, what is it really telling us about existence? By the time we reach this point, the speed of light no longer looks like a technical detail. It looks like a message, a rule that reality keeps repeating in different forms, no matter how deeply we investigate. The message is simple, but unsettling. Reality is not built to allow everything everywhere all at once. It is built to allow separation, order, and sequence. The speed of light tells us that the universe values consistency over convenience. It would rather limit access than allow contradiction. It would rather isolate regions than allow instant influence. It would rather slow time and bend space than let cause and effect collapse. This tells us that reality is not optimized for exploration. It is optimized for coherence. Every structure we depend on emerges from this coherence. Matter forms because interactions are local. Life evolves because environments are stable over time. Thought exists because signals in the brain travel with delay, not instantly. Memory exists because moments do not overlap. All of this disappears if the speed of light is removed. A universe without this limit would not be a faster universe. It would be a broken one. There would be no meaningful distance, no order of events, no distinction between past and future. Everything would influence everything else immediately. The universe would collapse into a single, undefined state. The speed of light prevents that collapse. It allows regions of space-time to exist independently. It allows histories to unfold locally. It allows complexity to emerge without being overwhelmed by the rest of existence. This also explains why the universe feels vast instead of immediate. Distance is not a side effect. It is a feature. The speed of light creates room for events to happen without interference. From this perspective, the universe is not hostile for limiting us. It is generous for allowing structure at all. The speed of light is the price reality pays to remain understandable. It ensures that no observer can dominate everything. No event can rewrite the entire universe instantly. No mistake propagates infinitely fast. Reality remains resilient. This also reframes how we think about knowledge. We often imagine that with enough advancement, we will someday understand everything. But the speed of light quietly disagrees. It tells us that some things will always be out of reach. Some regions will never communicate. Some events will never be observed. Not because they are hidden, but because separation is essential. The universe does not promise total access. It promises consistency. And that consistency depends on delay, limits, and boundaries. At this point, the speed of light stops being a speed. It becomes a principle, a statement about what kind of universe we live in. A universe where time is real because it cannot be bypassed. A universe where distance matters because it cannot be erased. A universe where cause and effect survive because nothing outruns them. This is not a limitation imposed on us. It is the condition that allows reality to exist at all. And that brings us to the final understanding. The speed of light is not something we race against. It is something everything already obeys. After everything we have explored, one thing should be clear. The speed of light is not just a number. It is not just about photons moving through space. It is not even primarily about light. The speed of light is the structure of reality revealing itself. When we first learn about it, it feels like a limit placed on motion, a cosmic speed barrier that stops us from traveling freely. But as we look deeper, that interpretation falls apart. The universe is not restricting motion for its own sake. It is enforcing order. The speed of light is the maximum rate at which cause can lead to effect. It is the maximum rate at which information can exist as influence. It is the rule that turns events into sequences instead of chaos. Everything we associate with reality depends on this rule. Time flows because it cannot be skipped. Space has meaning because it cannot be erased instantly. History exists because it cannot be rewritten from the future. The speed of light protects all of this. This is why time bends instead of light slowing down. This is why space contracts instead of speed increasing freely. This is why energy becomes infinite instead of the limit being crossed. Reality will reshape itself in every possible way before it allows causality to break. Seen this way, the speed of light is not fast. It is strict. It draws a line between what can exist coherently and what cannot. On one side of that line, we have matter, memory, aging, distance, and sequence. On the other side, those concepts lose meaning. Light exists at that boundary. It does not experience time. It does not age. It does not remember. It simply connects events without delay from its own perspective. That is why it can move at the maximum allowed rate. Anything that experiences time cannot. The universe is divided cleanly by this rule. Things that experience time must move slower than light. Things that move at light speed cannot experience time. Nothing crosses that boundary. This also explains why the universe feels the way it does, why the sky shows us the past, why distant galaxies disappear beyond horizons, why most of existence is forever unreachable. These are not flaws, they are consequences of coherence. The speed of light ensures that reality unfolds locally, that events matter where they happen, that no single moment overwhelms all others. The universe is not a single instant spread everywhere. It is a layered process, unfolding piece by piece. This makes existence possible. Without the speed of light, there would be no delay. Without delay, there would be no order. Without order, there would be no structure. Without structure, there would be nothing that could be called real. So the speed of light is not something we should hope to overcome. It is something we should recognize. It tells us that the universe values consistency over reach, that it allows complexity only by limiting influence, that it protects time by enforcing patience. In the end, the speed of light does not break our reality. It is the reason reality holds together at all. The speed of light is not just how fast something can move. It is how the universe keeps order. It decides what can be known, what can be reached, and what must remain separate. In that limit, reality finds its shape, its flow, and its meaning.